SVT Garage.
Nostalgic.
Old school.
Back in the lab.
This is where it all began. We're back because we got something cool for you guys today. You probably already seen by the B-roll. You guys been asking for it, and we're delivering today. So let's turn this around and see what we're doing, what we got, where we're at, and how we're going to do this. First off, everybody, happy Super Bowl Sunday. And go Patriots. That's all I'm saying. I'll say no more. But we have this, and we have this. So we are going to do a step-by-step install on the driver's side, because there's no real need for a step. You take off the plenum, you take off the intake, you take off the bolts, and you lift it off. The passenger side, it's peanuts. This side sucks. So we are going to get in here. We will not skip a step on getting this off. What we're going to do with the motor mount, what we're going to do with the jacking it up, and then how we're going to slide this by. Fair enough?
Sounds good.
All right, so this part of the video, guys, watch it, stay tuned, because this is where you're going to see, essentially, the work being done. Cool?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get it.
All right, so here's where we're at on the valve cover install on the Redfire. You can see I've got the basic stuff taken off so far. The plenum, which is just 4 13mm nuts. We took the valve cover, coil pack cover off right here. Pulled the coil packs out, unhooked the harness, unhooked the injector harness. Probably not necessary, but I like to do it to give myself a little extra slack. I unhooked my catch can line, and we are ready to take the passenger side valve cover off. This one is pretty easy compared to the driver's side. So I'm gonna get this zipped off. Once we get over to the driver's side, Chris should be here, and we'll do a step-by-step on that whole process. A little more involved, but still easier than messing with the brake booster. So I'm gonna put you guys on hyperlapse. I'm gonna start pulling this passenger side valve cover off. All right, guys, we got the passenger side valve cover on. This side's pretty straightforward. I did end up disconnecting the fuel injector rail from the plenum right here, or from the lower intake rather, just to give myself some more room. It was a little tight, but we were able to get it on, and we're moving on to the driver's side now, which is where I'm gonna show you guys how to do the step-by-step. Leave in the comments below. Not sure if I wanna put the SVT badge back on there or not, so let me know what you guys think.
Alright guys, so when you're doing the valve cover on the driver's side with this method, the first thing you want to do is loosen your motor mount. Put the car up on a jack stand. You don't have to take the wheel off. It's a 21. You're going to need a 1/2 inch drive with a swivel and a 21mm deep well socket. So we got the motor mount loosened. Next thing we're going to do is get back up top, and we'll talk about that.
So before you can jack the motor up, you want to take this 8mm bolt off the dipstick right here. And this allows the dipstick to not get bound up while you're jacking the motor up. So that's part one of what we're gonna do. And this is an 8mm. It's down there right on the dipstick bracket.
Done.
Done.
So I like to take the observation plate off and disconnect the clutch cable underneath the car, because we're gonna have to unhook it under the dash so we can remove the clutch cable out of the way. It will be in the way of taking the valve cover off. The clutch cable and the throttle cable are both gonna have to be disconnected on the firewall.
Kind of hard to get in there and film and see what he's doing, but he's essentially just disconnecting the clutch cable from in the car, correct?
Yeah.
So obviously you see space-wise, I can't get in there, but that's what you got to do at this point to get that clutch cable removed so you can get it out of the way up here, because you see how it goes across the valve cover.
Pull through now. That's all you need.
Just enough to get it out of the way.
Then we're going to unbolt the throttle bracket right there next.
So now for that throttle cable bracket, there's 2 8s up on the firewall, and those are being removed. Now, when he gets it out of the way, we'll get in there a little closer and show you the exact location, in case you were needing to know or wondering.
All right, so we've got a piece of wood right here on the side of the block / oil pan, and we're just going to go ahead and jack up now slowly on the jack, and it's going to lift the motor up. So this is where you want your placement, right on the inside of the clutch cable, between the clutch cable and the oil pan.
Let me see if I can get the camera in there to
Come
see
on
a
back
little
here
bit.
and
Yeah.
see it. And then we'll start jacking.
All right, so here's a better view of where you want that block of wood or something similar. You see the oil pan bolt right there, and then you have the block. So you're putting it right there where it's not going to hurt nothing. You're not going to stress nothing out. And before you do this, though, remember we did loosen the bolt on that motor mount on this driver's side.
See it?
Yep. So you guys see he's just starting to slowly jack it up, and you saw that move just ever so slightly. You don't need a ton of room, you need just a little bit. So we're gonna get this in place, get it lined up, and just mess with it a little more. So the clearance that you guys are looking for too, show them where that clearance should be at, or where it was tight.
Right here is where you need it. And the next issue is going to be this harness is going to be super tight back here. Also, we loosened the power steering bracket. We didn't take it off. It's just 2 13mm nuts, and we just loosened it enough to give us a little bit of room here.
Again, on this driver's side, every little bit counts, so that's what we're doing.
We're going to bang those 13s off, and we'll pull the valve cover out. It's moment of truth. These have never been off. The other side was, I had to get a screwdriver and pry it.
And you guys might run into this, because a lot of the times this is the, why are you taking these off unless you're, you're doing some cams or something, unless you're Ryan and they just take them off for funsies. But, again, most of the time these are just off for simple upgrades like this. Again, solid color choice, Ryan.
We did have an issue back here on this last port, guys, this spark plug tube. When I took the thing off earlier, it was full of oil. So I did have a real reason to do this.
Now pause right there. You see what he's doing? He's just he got it loose. He's making sure it's free all the way around the head. And then here you just gotta snake it out. Again, you're gonna have, you see
it's tight.
It's tapping into them wires over there. You got everything else around it. So just
see if we can jack up a little bit more on the motor.
Here, you want to do it? And I'll jack and you.
I got it. Just watch.
Okay. All right, guys. Quick break from the video. I just want to share something with you guys that's close to my heart. Something that's coming up in a couple weeks, and it's a big event for us, especially for myself. February 22nd, we're going to be doing a cruise from the shop to Quaker Steak and Lube in Clearwater / Largo. And that's in honor of my dad. We lost him last February to cancer. And the guy was just, kind of the reason why I am the way I am with cars. He loved his Mustang that we got him, and he was just always loved being out and about with us. So I really wish you could have seen what we're doing here. But February 22nd, we're doing a ride from the shop, meet and greet here, 2 to 3. And then from 3 to 4, we're going to be doing a ride to Quaker Steak and Lube in Clearwater, Largo, doing a car show there from 4 to 7. So again, we got these shirts here that we had made up for my dad. If you guys are interested in them, the link and all that will be in the description. You can order it, and then we'll also have some for there at the show there as well. But we got him, we got his face there on the front, and then on the back, we're calling the show Forever in the Fast Lane. It's got his car, it's got the dates on there, and we really just kind of want to make this a big event for him and try to make this maybe a yearly thing. So if you guys can show up, come see the shop, meet us there, at least just meet us at the restaurant for the car show, that'd be fantastic. Because again, the guy loved his car, he loved getting out with us, and he loved, these car shows, and Quaker Steak was one of his favorite spots. So links in the description. Let us know if you can make it. Email us if you guys have any questions. We'll get right back to you. It's Chris. Let's get back to the video. All right, so that is off, and it's still a pain in the butt. Let's get in there. The wiring back there going across the back of the head, that's where we're getting hung up. So if you are having the same issue, Ryan, show them how to lift it up out of the way.
So the throttle cable's got to be moved off. This wire is just tight back there. You're gonna have to disconnect it up front from the cam sensor and just pull slack. And again, I have all this emissions crap. Most of you guys probably don't have this stuff in the way, but I've been a baby with this car and have tried to keep it somewhat stock, which is a miserable failure. But you can see how much we have the motor jacked up. The nut's completely off the motor mount, and it's jacked up to the point that it's lifting the car, almost.
So we did go down there, instead of just loosening the nut, it's completely off on that motor mount. So make that detailed correction as well.
Yes.
Like, and then you see again, the throttle cable, 2 bolts are completely off. And again, just some of that wiring back there was hanging up on the back of the valve cover. So when we were lifting it from the Hydro Boost over there, right?
Yep.
It was still kind of just getting caught up in between the firewall and the Hydro Boost. So if you have an extra set of hands, it will be beneficial for sure. So that's where we're at right now. Ryan is going to go ahead and address the valve cover gaskets on this, right?
I already got them on the new ones.
Okay, so
like I said, I had a leaking tube seal on that back cylinder, so that was my justification for doing this, I guess. I didn't know it was leaking, but I do now, so now I can justify it.
correction. And you're going to want to go ahead and order new gaskets anyways when you're doing this. Don't reuse the factory stuff, especially.
Remember, you got to put some RTV here.
Hold on, let's see that. Show it where.
RTV here.
Yep.
And RTV down at the bottom.
Yep.
Just clean that off.
And you'll see the residual from where it was right there, factory. You'll see that on the bottom as well. So put a little bit there, top and bottom. You get that valve cover gasket in the valve cover itself. Set it down, tighten up. But for the love of God, be careful putting it back, especially if you did powder coated paint. Or it's just a set of clean ones. Just be careful. Yep. So we're going to reverse the process here, and we will get that on camera for you guys as well. All right, guys, again, this is the part where you're going to need an extra set of hands again. Pull everything out of the way. Start up high and just bring it in low. All right, so we are legitimately, no lie, probably about 4 to 5 minutes with messing with that. What we ended up doing is we took a long extension that he had. It's probably, 2.5 feet. Came in here, again, all the wiring and everything back here. As I was pushing on it and lifting up here, he was able to take the valve cover and the backside here and manipulate it and kind of angle it down, and it fit over the caps in the rear, right?
Yep.
Does that sound pretty accurate?
Mm-hmm.
So again, the hang up is all this wiring back here. The corner is what you need free going in and out. And we did manipulate the jack a little bit, so when you're doing it, it wasn't much. We let it down to create some space here. Got this corner on the bottom kind of free, jacked it back up, and then worked on that back corner. So it worked for us. That's I don't know how else to say it. It's what we did, and it worked. So in a nutshell, that's installing a driver's side valve cover without having to remove all this over here. Now, if this is out already for whatever reason, you're doing some work in there, or you want to remove it, that's probably another option. This is the easiest and less time consuming. So we're probably 30 minutes on this valve cover, dude?
Yeah.
That sound about right?
Yeah.
30 to 40. That's no exaggeration. That's not sugarcoating it. Again, this hang up was just back here. So we're gonna go ahead, get all the bolts put back on. We'll go ahead and get it tightened up and then everything else we moved around it. So stay tuned for the finished piece because this looks really nice, dude.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, looks awesome. All right, guys, we are done with the valve covers on the Redfire. Fantastic outcome. They look amazing. And I think this dude's happy. Let's flip this around, show you this. All right, so valve covers are completely installed. We're now just cleaning up in the garage. And that looks good, dude. It's yeah.
It's life changing.
You happy with that?
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, these are the old ones. The factory color is cool. I mean, it's just a factory look, but just breaking it up, just by simply doing that and adding a aftermarket intake, cold air on the car, it just changes that whole dynamic of it a little bit, just enough, you know. And then his little subtle touches he has. If you guys want the caps,
Blue Wolf caps.
Team Blue Wolf hooked this one up. And everything on here basically is from him, that Team Blue Wolf. So,
Yep.
Go.
Cars Harple. Redfire's Team Blue Wolf.
Yep. So, looks good, man. I'm happy. Guys, this isn't a terrible job. It is nice to have a second set of hands, but you can do it by yourself.
And, you know, the thing with it is just take your time. You don't want to scratch your new stuff that's just been coated. You know, we could have used tape. I didn't have any painter's tape, so it was nice to have a second set of hands. If you don't have two hands, or a second set of hands rather, if you don't have two hands, you probably can't do it. But if you have a second set of hands, definitely tape everything up. You don't want to scratch that fresh powder.
And they make that saran wrap stuff too. You can kind of pre-wrap it and then start putting it on the car. But just take the extra step if you're by yourself. Me and him together, we're able to hold stuff out of the way, angle it, and get it in there. In is way easier than out. So, but
And again, if you know what you're doing, you don't need fender liners. I don't use them on my car. I'm not trying to scratch my paint with fender liners. Take your time. Don't drop your tools. You don't need fender liners.
fender liners they can be a nuisance as well. You know, dirt, sand, anything trapped in there. You got them sitting on your car. That's why we don't like them. If it's your thing, use them. But we've been wrenching on cars for what? Forever? 20 years? And do it again for me. One more. It's a preference thing, and you know we don't like them. It is what it is. But Redfire has got another upgrade. We're back in the old lab.
Miss it.
And
But it sucks not having a lift.
yeah, he was literally under here, feet hanging out.
Lifts are where it's at.
Yep. So, anyways, guys, it's Chris,
Ryan.
SVT Garage, OG style here, guys. Comment, let us know if this is something you're going to tackle, something you've been meaning to tackle, or seeing this kind of said, hey, I'm going to do it or not. But
Oh, real quick.
Sure.
Here's a little nugget for you guys. If you have a JLT intake and you have a vacuum leak,
oh yeah, let's see it.
this little nipple ain't nippling anymore. So I'm gonna go get a metal one of these, a metal barb that screws in back here.
Which is weird because it's in a spot where it should be hitting nothing. I mean, there's plenty of clearance in between here.
I had a little bit of the car wasn't running great, and that's
Probably why all that air just getting in there. But
so now we know.
guys, throw us a like, hit that subscribe button, follow us. I mean, we are appreciating it. The channel's growing in a positive direction. We definitely thank you. It doesn't go unnoticed, and just like always, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Leave it in the comments. Do I stay with the badge off, or do I put the? I'm kind of going back. I want this back on there. I think. Yeah.
Well, let us know.
Let us
Comment,
know. Comment.
badge or no badge.
We're gonna leave it off for right now.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
think about it. Let me sleep on it.
but we'll see you guys in the next one. It's Chris,
Ryan.
SVT Garage.
Out.